This is Tech Garage, presented by RockAuto.com. Well, we got our Ford F-250 in the shop, and Dave, this is going to tell us if we're going to keep it, ding, 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 or crush it, wah, wah, wah.
Right now, keep it is winning. We gave it a visual inspection when we got it outside last week. Looked at the chassis. First of all, you want to make sure the frame isn't bent and the thing's not crabbing down the road. This looked really straight. I also like checking the body panels, making sure they're lined up. All the gaps are the same, whether you're going from front to back or top to bottom on the gaps, and from side to side. Maybe the hood is kind of deranged a little bit. That could be an indicator that it's been in an accident. First of all, if the chassis is bent, that's an indicator it's been in an accident. You want to walk away. The gaps, though, could also be an indicator, or they might just be hung kind of in a funky way, and there may not be a problem, but it's at least a red flag to alert you to a potential problem.
Yeah, and if you got an opportunity to bring it in the shop like we do and get it up on the lift, this will really tell the tale. So what we did, we basically lifted the truck up, and we went through a good visual inspection underneath. We started out with the differential. It was leaking a little bit. Well, with this much mileage, it's really not a problem. Dave, you took the drive shaft and pushed up and down on it, so we know we don't have a pinion issue there. We just got a little seal leak, and we can fix that.
You got it. We had a small hole in the exhaust as we looked up. It was the original factory exhaust, which is actually pretty cool. That way, nothing was rearranged underneath the truck. If you wanted to replace it, you just grab an OEM exhaust system and you just plug it right in.
Absolutely, or if they want to do duals, do it your own way. Also, there was a couple of little holes in the bed. You can see up to the bed, but there's a bed liner in there. We can put a bed liner in there. It was nothing that something's going to crash through to the bottom. It wasn't rusted to the point where I'm actually worried about it at all.
And again, further indication, we had the original exhaust system, the original catalytic converters on this vehicle as well.
Yeah, and that's good. Little tap test, you knocked them like that. We saw on the rear of the transmission, though, it's a manual transmission, which is nice because these things are inherent problems with the automatic. So we saw the tail shafts dripping a bit. Once again, with that tug on the drive shaft you did, we know there's nothing wrong with the tail shaft itself. It's basically just a seal there. Super easy fix.
Once we went forward, we saw some oil seepage there, right on the transmission. Mm-hmm. Is that normal?
Yeah, with this much mileage, and it's a manual, so it's pretty much bulletproof there. We don't have a problem there. Then you saw that weird air system deal. Tell me about that.
That was interesting. I hadn't seen anything like that before. That is coming from the cheater pump,
yeah,
you call it?
Exactly.
What that would do is, you think about putting extra air on a fire, and that makes it burn hotter. That's what you want in your catalytic converters. You want it to be able to get rid of the exhaust by burning hotter. So that pump would actually, on a cold start, put air into the catalytic converter to make it be able to pass emissions.
Yeah, right.
It wasn't working, so the previous owner just capped it off, and it's still going to work the same.
And it's okay. I mean, you know, this truck gets grandfathered into emissions. We maybe have a little bit of emissions problem, but nothing that's going to cause any problems. Got up to the front, we saw a little bit of engine oil leaks as we went through, totally normal. Then up at the front of the truck, man, it was kind of an indication what was going on. We saw the new power steering pump system. That was good, the hoses and power steering pump. So somebody's been maintaining it.
And new air conditioning system. We saw that, which again means that somebody was driving this vehicle, they cared for it. So we saw the new condenser, we saw new hoses, again indicating new AC system.
Yeah.
This thing's been driven.
Yeah, and another thing to take a look at is the brakes and the axle seals. You found some things when you looked at that. Why don't you start in the rear?
Yeah, the left rear, we found that there's some grease on there that was actually coming from the axle. Not a huge deal. You can just replace the seal and move along.
Yeah, going up to the fronts, you got that fancy gauge. What'd you find?
Yeah, it was real fancy. If the pad's as thick as one of the green tabs, that means you're good to go. You got plenty of brake material left, and you're going to be stopping for a while.
Yeah, this one had a ton of material on it. So nothing else to do except turn our attention to under the hood. So let's take a look at what's going on under there. We said in the last show, we got that inline six Ford's famous for. Great motor. Why don't you start on your side, Dave?
Well, looking at the battery first, this is nice. It has a date on it. This was from November of 2020. Batteries usually last between 3 and 5 years. So that tells me this battery is new. There's no corrosion on it to indicate any problems there either. We talked about the new air conditioning. Here's a new accumulator. That would be indicative of that. New hoses and everything running to that. So again, this vehicle has been driven recently and it's been well cared for. Also wanted to grab the radiator cap and look underneath. You're looking for any kind of oil in there. Maybe it's contaminated. You could have, if it's red, that's coming from the transmission. That's right. A bad sign. But it looks right here like we have nothing but coolant. So
that's a good thing.
That's a good thing, right?
And a couple of things you can do is some smoke checks back there. I mean, if you have white smoke back there or steam, that's usually an indication of a blown head gasket. You could have blue smoke, which means it's burning a ton of oil. We might want to walk away from those.
Especially if the head gasket is an issue, run.
Yeah,
Don't walk, run.
Yeah. Or you may have black smoke, which is just a rich condition. You may be able to tune that up with no problem. So, Dave, I think this one's a keeper.
You got it, and I think we're going to elevate this to the next level by adding some accessories to it, and Rock Auto probably has what we need.
Yeah, check that out, and I'll finish up here, all right?
You got it.
Right here, I like to pull the dipstick out, and I like to check the oil. This is a good one here, you know, smell it. You can smell burn oil, and then go ahead and just take it off the stick, feel it. You know, you're checking for anything gritty or something down in the oil. That's not a good thing if it's all gritty. Maybe some of the bearing material started to go bad. The engine wasn't knocking, so I didn't really suspect a problem there. Come up to the power steering, same thing. You're checking it, making sure it's not empty, smelling it, doesn't smell like it's burnt. You can do that to all the fluids. You can basically check your brake fluid. They make strips and testers for all this stuff, but you can go through pretty thoroughly. Last but not least, I like to look at the radiator tank right here and make sure that it's full or had fluid in it. A lot of times if these are low, it's a good indication we're either losing coolant or it's burning coolant. You know, they could have filled it up. You might not know that. Belt condition, just a general visual inspection of the engine is going to tell you a lot. I think we'll take the gussy up route on this one, and I know that rockauto.com can help us out. So stick around. We'll check in with Tom and Dave right after this break.